we have with us Dr. Michael Lennox. We are so excited to have you here. We have a million questions.
Yes.
She has like a book written. But I gotta start you off with asking, what got you into the field that you are currently, working
Loving dreams as a kid. I just was an imaginative kid. I loved dreams. It was a household where we talked about them, so there was that. There's the show album to Fiddler on the Roof. The musical has a dream sequence in it where on the album she says, "Tell me what you dreamed and I'll tell you what it meant." My mom played that album a lot when I was a kid, so that idea was in my head. So that when I was a teenager, I read Freud's interpretation of dreams.
Nice.
It showed up on my mom's shelf because she was getting her master's in social work. And suddenly it was like, oh, like this is a thing. So out in the world, in high school, I had the craziest dream last night. And I was like, oh, tell me what you dreamed and I'll tell you what it meant. And something just happened when I would hear a dream and I would speak and people would go like, ooh, that's interesting.
So how do you become a dream interpreter, and how do you know that those interpretations are accurate? And
for me, it was a life calling. Like, this was not something I sought to become. I was it. I already was. And then I discovered, oh, it's a thing. The idea of interpreting a dream is that the dream is a story. And it's told in a language. The language is symbolic in nature. So my gift isn't that I know something that you don't know. It's just I can do it really, really, really fast. So if a cup of water allows me to bring something I need for life to me, then the meaning of the cup is in what it is. Now, we all know that. We're just not thinking about that. I can process that so fast that by the time you're done telling me the dream, I'm already alive with the story behind the story, and then I just tell it back to you.
Oh my God, I wish we had time to tell everybody our dreams. Gosh, we're gonna have to keep you afterwards.
all day.
Okay, so tell me, I mean, I've got all these questions, but tell me what you think about lucid dreaming.
Well, it's the most fun you can have, while staying asleep. I personally haven't chased lucid dreaming, but it's become very popular out there. Of course, why? It's because it's wildly exciting. I've actually had 2 experiences where I was so lucid in the dream state, it was as awake as I am right now.
And for those of you who don't know what lucid dreaming is.
Yes, it's becoming aware while you're dreaming that you're dreaming.
Yes,
the best.
It's the best!
Sometimes it's frustrating though, because I feel sometimes I'm dreaming that I know I'm dreaming and I want to wake up, but I can't wake up.
But you can't wake up.
Yeah.
Or the other frustration, which is you wake up from that dream and you're like, oh, I want to go back.
But
can't this
But
help?
sometimes you can go back.
Absolutely, you can. It's a discipline to be mindful in the dream state. No different than the discipline of being mindful in the waking state.
So do you feel that this dream interpretation will help people in their awake lives face fears, be more brave?
Absolutely. Anything. You name it. Think about how the law of attraction and manifesting your reality is so popular these days.
Yes.
Where can you manifest anything you want in an instant like magic? The dream state.
Yes.
Yeah.
Life is just another layer of the dream.
Yeah, which is more thinking for
That's
us,
right.
right?
That's
that
right.
dang brain.
That's right.
So tell me about when you have dreams and you can't remember them. I know that I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I had this crazy dream. Oh, well, look, some milk.
Right.
Oh, wait, what was that dream I had?
Yeah, I remember.
It's gone. First of all, from just a brain structure place, where you're having the dream, though it's a visual experience, is not the same place as the eyes registering what you see. It's in a different part of the brain. So it's just a whole different kind of seeing and experiencing. And when we wake up, that orientation to time, space, and identity, I know who I am, I have to pee, and I need coffee, become your reality. So that part of your brain where the dream is still actually living and breathing is just dimmed so much that the discipline of remembering your dreams has to do with keeping that window open just a little bit longer. And there are tips to do that.
So I do have a question because I'm sure a lot of our followers, viewers want to know, having dreams with an ex.
Woohoo!
I'm telling you though, it happens, right? When you have current dreams with an ex, or your ex is always popping up in your dreams.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Well, let's start with the idea that any beloved is a reflection of you, right? And when we have an ex, it's because that relationship no longer reflected you appropriately or accurately. So the relationship moves on.
Right.
So in the dream world, the beloved is replaceable by exes, by fantasy beloveds, by future beloveds. So when you're dreaming of an ex, you're really just processing the stuff you learned when you were in the relationship with that ex, the purpose of which I believe is to help prepare you for more intimacy and more love
For the
at
next
a better
one,
level for
that's
the next
yes.
one.
So,
But you'll get stuck thinking it's about the ex, but it's really about your future.
Okay, you gotta hold that thought.
Yeah.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
So a lot of people sometimes dream with people who have already passed away.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you are able to have a real communication or conversation that maybe they want to ask you for a favor or something in real life. Do you believe in that?
Absolutely. First of all, I've had too many experiences of hearing people tell the tale of, oh, this person passed and then they appeared in my dream. And it's almost always the exact same sensation. The dream is quiet and still. It's not chaotic and crazy like the clown car and the ice cream cone. It's just, I'm in the room, there they are. They're communicating maybe with one word or a few words or in silence that all is well, that love is there. This experience I've heard countless, dozens of hundreds of times. So at a certain point, you just have to say, I guess it's a thing.
Yeah.
And I certainly, for my own spiritual, mystical beliefs as a person who lives in a body in the world, believe that there's a connection beyond the veil. And dreams is a place where our rational mind that says this can't be happening is asleep. So we're open to perceiving these mystical experiences without judgment, without shutting it down, saying, I don't know what to make sense of this.
For someone who's been having a lot of nightmares, constant nightmares all the time, and you can't really rest, what would be your advice to them? What could they do?
I would say work with the images that the nightmare is shooting up. The unconscious mind is like knocking at your door, saying, pay attention to me, pay attention to me, pay attention to me. And if all you do is say, oh, that was an awful dream, I just don't want to have those nightmares anymore, the unconscious will just keep knocking at the door and sending you another one and another one and another one. So if the unconscious is speaking to us in symbols, then speak back. So the go-to would be, get a piece of paper and a pencil if you don't have crayons or writing, all the art supplies that I have in my office, and draw the image. Tell the unconscious you're paying attention, and the dreams will shift if you pay attention. I don't think you have to rationally know exactly what it means, but the unconscious thrives and responds when it knows that we're engaged with it.
So I read something recently about childhood trauma and how those things carry throughout your life.
Oh, yeah.
How does you think, how can you use dreaming as a therapy for some sort of like childhood trauma? I know it's a little like out there question.
No, actually, to me, it's an absolutely in there question. All trauma from birth trauma, because that's traumatic, and life trauma from childhood stays with us and is trying to get our attention so that we'll pay attention to where we're constricted or saying no or having low self-esteem or a challenge with love or intimacy or success. The dream state is designed to show us exactly where we're constricting. I like to say your abundance, your light and love, your magnificence doesn't interest me. Why? Because you're already magnificent and abundant and beautiful and extraordinary. What interests me is where are you saying no to that? And dreams are always in dancing with the shadow because they are an unconscious doorway. So they're going to automatically tell you where you are in constriction, maybe from childhood trauma. So if you just ask your unconscious in a prayerful sort of way, hey, I'm stuck with this repeated pattern in my relationships, which is coming from my childhood trauma. What can you tell me about that? And a dream might come, and even if you don't rationally know what's happening, something's opening up and loosening up and healing.
Interesting.
A dream that I've seen is very popular and I've had many of, losing teeth.
Yeah.
Mine crumbled inside my mouth.
I had that for 10 years
Teeth are
in
my
my 20s.
thing.
And they are. So think about that.
Yeah.
Teeth are a thing. What do? Well, first they attract love. We smile and love. We don't do this as much, but we can protect ourselves.
Right.
Yes. I do that probably more.
They also help nurture and sustain us by preparing food to be digested. So without love, without protection, and without sustenance, we have nothing. We lose all sense of security.
There's a lot of value here.
Value here. Security, power, your word, being strong and powerful with your word, that's all mouth stuff. So that losing the teeth would be an expression of losing your capacity to attract love, protect yourself, and sustain and nurture yourself.
Wow.
It's about the fifth most powerful, profound recurring dream.
What's
I mean,
the
that's
first?
a lot of
What's
fear.
the first one?
Yeah.
Oh, falling.
Oh, yes, totally.
Well, think about it. It's the only
Totally.
thing we're actually born to be afraid of.
Yeah. Give me more.
Oh,
Falling?
well, being chased.
Oh, yes. I do that one too often.
And here's the yummy one, flying.
Oh, yeah.
Come on,
that's a good
lucid
one.
dreams. Let's do it.
I wish
That's
you
what I
could stay
need.
here longer.
That was good. Yeah, I know.
Such
Thank
a
you so much
pleasure.
for
Thank
coming.
you.
Did you have fun on Get It Girl?
Pardon?
You had fun on Get It Girl?
Absolutely.
You have to
Got
come
it.
back. You have to come back.
Absolutely.